Located right in the heart of bustling Brisbane, Queensland University of Technology is making waves thanks to its super cool new eco-friendly building, the QUT. Host to one of the world's largest interactive video displays, the building is partially run on solar energy generated from massive solar panels. This state-of-the-art technology centre is home to several interactive video displays, and its main purpose was to make learning more fun. One of these displays, a video game called iCO₂, made national news headlines in 2013. Its main goal is to inspire people to make better use of their fuel consumption by teaching them better driving habits. The best thing about iCO₂, which is freely available for play on the iPad, Facebook, and now here at the Cube, is that it can teach you how you can drive down your petrol bill just by learning to drive in an eco-friendlier way. These include smooth acceleration and deceleration, avoiding braking suddenly, keep your speed constant, as well as shifting gears early. We're about to hear from the game's lead developer, Marconi Madruga, to see just exactly how this game works.
So we're here at the Cube building in the Queensland University of Technology in Brisbane, Australia. And we came here to visit the iCO₂ project, which is running right there. So let's check it out. iCO₂ is a game to try to put players in touch with the concept of eco-driving. Eco-driving is a style of driving which is meant to save fuel and reduce CO2 emissions while driving, so you don't need to change any components of your car or have any computer assistant. It's just like the way you drive, you change it and you're able to save up to 20% fuel and CO2 emissions. It's a collaboration project from NII in Japan, National Institute of Informatics in Japan, and QUT here. And I was the project manager and the lead developer. We have 4 screens, each one of them is one player. Up, we have this upper view that gives a view of what is happening in the game for the people that are not playing, they're just standing and watching. The game is being exhibited in the Queensland University of Technology in a space called the Cube. It's the largest multi-touch screen space in the world. The game is one of the attractions, let's say, which has its own space. This building is meant to be a showcase for students and other visitors, so they come in here and they are able to interact. For us, this means that each person that comes here and play the game, they will yield traffic data that can be analyzed later and see how their driving affects the CO2 emission and the fuel consumption, which is also a tool for learning for students. In iCO₂, you're driving a car in this multi-touch screen and you have a fixed amount of fuel, and the goal is that you need to drive as far as you can. In order to drive very far, you need to pick up checkpoints on the way, and if you drive in an eco-unfriendly way, you spend more fuel, and that makes the game stop earlier, so you cannot reach the Hall of Fame. So to be able to do that, you need to pick up checkpoints, avoid collisions, avoid crossing red lights. All these influences in your performance. Yeah, there are passengers spread out along the city, and they want to be dropped off on the next checkpoint. So as a bonus, if not only going from checkpoint to checkpoint, in the middle of the way you stop to pick up a passenger, you can get an extra fuel bonus. It's another way to drive further and get more points. First is a multiplayer game, so all of these 4 are driving together. If they collide with each other, if they don't respect the safety distance, they may receive penalties on the fuel and may leave the game earlier. Second, there are traffic lights, and these traffic lights are programmed to change to red on the worst time possible, so that it creates this dilemma and the player thinks like, should I accelerate or brake, and maybe do an eco-friendly action like braking sharply or accelerating sharply. There are other computer control cars as well that will also try to affect the player, like braking in front of them. The traffic lights and the computer controlled cars, they will change their behavior according to the player performance to avoid these situations where it's very difficult or very hard. So they want to keep the playability in a nice and engaging level. Some elements of the environment may change according to how bad the players are driving, so we can have some fog going on, some camera effects to indicate for the audience that the players are driving bad.